We're back again today with someone who is a full-time videographer and photographer, and he mainly shoots CrossFit. No surprise that you're on my podcast. Then we do have a few CrossFit-related guests on. He's based in Brisbane, but originally from Cairns. And last year, I think you had around 80 flights or so. So you're not really based anywhere, in my opinion, if you're flying that much. But he has recently covered the Mayhem Classic and the Fittest in Dubai comp and Toy and Pearl in Brisbane itself.
Good old Brizzy.
Yes. Patrick or Paddy, as everyone calls you, welcome on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming down. Now, my first question is, how did you originally get introduced to CrossFit?
I was introduced through my family. Shane goes, "Hey, you need to go to the gym." And I pretty much just went to CrossFit Gladdy because Shane and Tia were already doing it, and I was living in Gladstone because the whole mining boom. Because we all moved down essentially because Gladstone, Queensland, central Queensland was going off with mining work and projects like that because we're both tradies. Well, the whole family is essentially just blue collar background, and moved to Gladstone. And Shane was training essentially for rugby to keep up his fitness for that as a side thing as well. And I think Tia was doing track, and so that was a compliment to that as well to keep getting fit. So,
did Shane coach the first class you did?
No. When we first got to Gladstone, the gym was owned by someone else, like a Gladdy local. And pretty much over time, they bought the gym, and I'm going to lie here and probably say 2015, 2016 is when it happened, around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my introduction to CrossFit was through my brother.
Yeah. So we should explain. Your younger brother is Shane Orr, and you guys have another younger brother again.
Yeah, Matthew.
And Shane Orr is, I mean, maybe we should say he's most famous for being Tia Toomey's coach.
Yeah, the middle guy.
That's right. Do you remember any movements that you had in that CrossFit class? Did you enjoy the first CrossFit class?
Sorry, but trying to get your elbows up and trying to get your wrist to pretty much go from, you're pretty much like that. Most of the time.
So you're trying to get in a barbell front rack.
Yeah, and my mobility, and even today, it was shocking, but you could really feel it, and you had to get on the bar and actually practice the actual mobility of it more so than lifting and what have you.
And did you enjoy the class at all?
I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest, until...
it's tough, that first session, eh?
Probably 6 months later, but I bought all the gear, no idea kind of thing.
Yeah, you got onto that straight away?
Yeah, so I was just repping that.
So you when you're saying Gladdy, you mean CrossFit Gladesville, right?
CrossFit Gladstone.
Gladstone. Yeah. And what kind of temperature is it up there when you're training at the gym?
To be honest, because we come from far north Queensland, the temperature in Gladstone's fine. It was better than what I thought it would be, because when you're up in Cairns, where we're from, you got the humidity factor, but in Gladstone it's not so much, so it was bearable.
Oh wow, yeah, I've only trained up there twice, and it was pretty hot in my opinion. But then again, I'm from Norway, so that makes a big difference, right? And then, what kind of stuff did you? Because you said you struggled a little bit in the first class, which I think we all do, but you jumped on the gear and the equipment. And what kind of stuff did you buy straight away that was CrossFit related?
Straight up, the nanos.
Yeah. Do you remember which number?
I can't remember.
2014, 15, it would have been maybe 3 or 4.
It was a green and blue looking
Reebok Nanos.
Yeah, I can't remember. That's that's kind of ancient history now. But
Did you walk around in them all the time just to show
yeah, just to
everyone
show,
your
hey,
CrossFit?
I do CrossFit, but I can't finish some of the I can't finish some of the classes.
Nah, no one sees that except in the gym. So when you're outside, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no.
And were you already interested in photography and videography back then?
It was something that we found by accident, or I found by accident. Like the GoPros were coming out, and they were coming out pretty good. Like the quality, and so I just went. Like everyone else, I got sucked in by the ads. I went, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the ads are sick.
Snowboarding, never been, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just bought a GoPro and just for fun started filming people in the gym. Started filming Tia and Shane just training. Like
Yeah.
at the time, it was nothing major. It was just hey, nothing else to do. It's a Sunday, like for open gym. So just film those guys.
Did you publish those videos anywhere or edit?
Yeah, it used to take me the whole day to edit the back then it was 15-second videos.
Oh yeah, on 15 seconds on Instagram.
Yeah, it was
That's
15
right.
seconds, and it used to take me the whole day. But
Yeah. And did you put that on your Instagram?
yeah,
account, or did you give
it's still on the CrossFit Gladstone page if you
yeah.
scroll
Down
down.
a bit. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because your Instagram now is at Paddy or _.
yeah,
And that's a fairly new one, right? Or you haven't. There's not a lot of posts there. It's not like you have years and years of.
oh yeah, I've
content there.
yeah, it's a pretty much a new account, new URL, Paddy or _. So trying to keep it a bit more profesh.
Yeah. Yeah. Working as a freelance full-time videographer, you do need an Instagram account, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the events that you have attended and worked on. And let's start maybe in 2018 at the Dubai Comp. Was that one of the first events you did as a full-time videographer? And what was your role there?
Dubai, like, because the way it was structured was everyone that came in, including the Buttery Bros to a degree. Well, they weren't the Buttery Bros then, but we pretty much just interviewed everyone in the hotel. So we had 2 roles at the end. We didn't really know it was going towards a doco. It was 50-50. Like we heard that it's going towards a doco, but we weren't sure. So we filmed live stuff and we filmed stuff at the athlete's hotel.
Yep.
And so we weren't sure if it was going to come to plan, but we're glad it did.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Which athletes did you interview, or which athletes did you get to have like a one-on-one interaction with and get to know them a little bit better?
Annie, Thor's daughter.
She competed in 2018.
She pulled out, and that was part of the interview. Like I can't remember. I think it was her back, and so I interviewed her for that, and pretty much she left the next day. To go back to Iceland just to recover and take it easy. But
what is she like in real life? She's a pretty for those who haven't seen Annie Thorsdottir from Iceland, you should definitely Google it. She's quite a tall, majestic looking person, I would say, and she's jacked.
Like that was the first time I met her, and I reckon like she's the best. Like as she was going, I interviewed her the night before, and I was randomly down in the foyer of the hotel. She goes, "Hey Paddy, I'm going now," and like gave me a hug and like took off.
Yeah.
Like so as a person off the competition floor, I think like I reckon she's one of the best athletes, like on and off the pitch. So
yeah, she seems super friendly and bubbly, right?
I reckon she's one of the most genuine athletes out there.
Did you get to see them train before the event started?
Little bits, like CrossFit Alive, people would train there. It was one of the gyms, one of the go-to gyms in Dubai that you train at, and pretty much that's where all of them are. So you'd have Matt Fraser in there, Alex Smith, Spiegel. Spiegel's that year.
Danny Spiegel.
Danny Spiegel was she was like the dark horse, like who is this person kind of thing that year. Like she was missed by everyone. So you won't see, with respect, much footage of her that year.
Yeah. I'm trying to do that. So when they're all training because I have been in a similar situation where they're, going to a competition, but they get there early to acclimatize, and then they're all these individual athletes are training at the same gym. What is the vibe like, and are they training together, or what did you get out of that when you watched it?
It was pretty. Everyone was. Some groups would train together, and like the teams would train together. Obviously, like you've got Jen Smith and all those guys who for 2018, they'd have their little group because you're in a team. So basically, the individuals, they're on their own, but they're happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Easy to approach.
Is Fraser just doing a million workouts to intimidate everyone?
No, he's a chilled guy. He was doing, from what I can remember, a lot of snatches, stuff like that, barbell stuff. So, because
they had a max snatch event that year, right?
Yeah. And so he was easy to approach, and just super nice guy.
Do you know what he snatched in training before the event?
Oh, I can't remember. Like, there's so much going on. It's like, well, I've got to film that athlete, and who's that coming through the door kind of thing. So,
because he ended up snatching 137 at the event and won by 1 kilo. I remember
against
Jason Smith did 136.
What did Willie Georges go? I can't remember.
He might have been the other one. I think there was 2 guys that did 136 kilos, and then Fraser hit 137. And Danny Spiegel hit 100, I think.
Yeah,
the females.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I think that was that year. That's crazy. I haven't hit 100 yet. What's your max snatch, Paddy?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Struggling at 60, people.
Mate, that's not bad. That's not bad. So your role at the first, not the first Fitters in Dubai, but the 2018 Dubai, that was the first Sanctionals where they qualified to the games, right? Directly from that event. Did you mostly do the live stuff? And what's it like working there as a videographer? I'm sure some people will be curious.
So we were doing 2 sides. Like, we filmed for the doco. So because it's Dubai, they give you a red camera, like the high ends.
Oh, really? Did you use a red camera there?
Yeah, a red camera and Alexa Mini. So you're looking at stuff that they filmed Star Wars and Transformers with.
Yeah.
Just for a CrossFit event.
That's
with respect.
Sick. Why did you get a red, and why did you get an Alexa Mini as well?
That's what they gave us. So,
and you had to shoot with it. You didn't bring your own gear.
Yeah, they're pretty much rentals. Like Dubai Films, like just gave it to us and said, "This is what you're shooting with."
Good luck.
on the competition floor, you'd have the Alexa Mini, and behind the scenes stuff, you'd have the red.
Oh wow! Why is that, you think?
I don't know. Dubai.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But I was curious why you'd pick one or the other for certain things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they just chose one camera for the live stream and one for the post. So,
hey, one question. How did you end up with that gig in Dubai? How did you land that role?
I emailed the organizer, Diego. Super nice guy. Probably one of the most helpful people that I've met.
Yeah,
through the whole CrossFit experience, and I talk to him every day. He's probably he's the guy that gave him the start. Really,
yeah, awesome. Yeah. So if you don't ask, you don't not getting anything.
Yeah, it's
right?
just email or DM.
That's right. It's all happening by DMs these days. Did you get to film the acid bath workout?
Yeah, acid bath.
That was sick.
That was hectic. I just remember people moaning and groaning in the tunnels where people line up, and like these are the best athletes, and they're just on the ground like starfish, and just
not being able to walk in. It seemed like that type of workout where they had to go as hard as they could, but as soon as the workout finishes, that's when the pain kicks in, and they're all struggling to get off the floor even, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's probably.
See anyone throw up?
I think BKG. But I think it's vague now. But
yeah, it's a little while ago. How about the most recent comp that you actually just came back from, which is the Mayhem Classic, another qualifier for the 2020 season? What was it like over at Rich Froning's barn, basically, in Tennessee and that area?
It was intimate, like a very close setup because it was in the gym.
says a bit about how big that gym is, right?
Yeah, it's pretty, like everyone was there. It was very family orientated, I felt, because obviously I'm friends with those guys and family. Mum came over as well.
Oh, man.
So it was the first time that Mum ever came to the US.
Yeah.
And having her there was like, it was the best.
Yeah, so because it's you, Shane is there obviously, and
Yeah,
and your
so
mum,
we're
right?
all there with the exception of Matt and Dad and
Yeah.
all that. But like,
What did she think?
oh, she wants to move there, I think.
Oh, really?
but that was her dream. Like, Mum's from the Philippines, hence the complexion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good to have Mum there as well. So having her watch Tia compete, she's been like, Mum's like the number one fan. So
Yeah. Would you want to move over there?
I've contemplated it, but
Yeah.
Australia's
You've spent some time there, right?
home. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like America really is the land of opportunity, but at the same time, like,
Can't beat Brizzy.
yeah, can't beat Brisbane.
What is Tennessee like? Is that a small place?
Yeah, it's
Like a country town, or?
what's the best way to put it? It's spread out. It's farmland. Like, the actual township itself's relatively small, but it's spread out. Best time to actually go there is during fall when the leaves change color. It's really nice just to look at all that. So
Yeah.
and everyone there, it's a very different vibe from the major cities that you get in the US. Everyone in that town, it's like, hello, and like, please, thank yous. Like, it's just like off the hook.
Cruising.
It's just everywhere. When you go into a restaurant, they're just, everyone's just super nice.
Yeah. Was it snow when you guys were there? I didn't see that on the
frost.
Frost. Okay.
So I left a few days before, like my mum did, and Mum said for the first time she's seen snow.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
That's cool. And they had an outdoor event, at least one outdoor event, right? Did
Yeah.
they do the ruck run style
yeah.
again?
The first event was the ruck run. It was through the forest, obviously, and there was an incline as well.
Steep, like a hill, or?
Yeah, it was a hill, and I was like, plus it was cold too. So if you're from a warmer environment and breathing in colder air, I think that would change your running game as well. But
Were you running along trying to film?
no, I just stayed in one spot.
Were you shooting stills or filming over there? I wasn't sure.
Shooting stills based on the work that I got. So it was mostly for Mayhem Classic. It was mostly stills.
Okay. Did people get the same massive lower back burn or scarring from the ruck as they did at the games?
No, because they had when they were at the athletes registration, they had the ruck people there, like
The people from the brand.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they were saying this is what you do. You have the ruck backpack up high so it doesn't, and tight somewhat so it doesn't bounce back and forth on the lower end of your back. So
Yeah.
I'm actually editing a video on that now. So
Oh, cool. Yeah, because they at the games they got hammered. People have scars,
I think
a year later.
I think Haley Adams and the photos where it's just she was wearing a white bottom, and so
Yeah.
having blood and that color, it just stands out more.
It looked a bit full on. Maybe they should have given them that brief at the games as well. The
Oh,
rucksack
yeah.
people, because it wasn't a great advertisement, I thought. And I guess at Mayhem Classic they would have worn more clothes too, because it's
Winter over there at the
winter.
moment.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I remember I was going to ask you one thing. In Dubai, did they all have to wear a specific outfit competing at the tennis stadium? Because it seemed like all the girls wore long pants and t-shirts, which they never do in other comps.
Yeah, to respect culture that's over there, just make sure that they had to cover up the legs essentially. Like, you couldn't wear the booty shorts that most people would recognize over here, kind of thing. So
Associate CrossFit with.
yeah,
Yeah. What, did anyone have a cry about that, or?
not really.
was
They know what you're signing up for. Like, you gotta respect the culture that you're flying into. So at the end of the day, it's their home. So
Yeah.
you're not gonna be disrespected by wearing booty shorts or basically, I don't know, nothing.
Was it hot there though? In the
Dubai is hosted in their winter.
So it's nice.
It's nice. So it's about on average about 20 degrees Celsius. So it's really nice. Like the nights, because obviously it's the desert, it gets a bit cooler. So so that's when you sometimes would whack on a jumper, but for the most part it was nice.
Yeah. Whereas in Tennessee, it would have been around 0 degrees, right?
Tennessee, it's pretty much the same. Like, Tennessee was a bit cooler, but it wasn't that cold as much. Like, I came in the back of my mind thinking this is going to be super cold, but it was fine.
Yeah, and I guess as soon as you're inside that gym and there's a ton of people there, it's actually hot in there.
Everything's heated. Everything's like you said, you're there for the competition, and apart from that, the ruck run, you're in CrossFit Mayhem for the whole time. Yeah.
Okay, I still follow the sport a little bit. I guess it's part of my job as well. And I saw, from what I gathered from the Mayhem Classic, Chandler Smith won the ticket to the games, but Rich Froning did all of the events, although he programmed it, but he couldn't win. He did the events, but he didn't really compete. Is that right?
Yeah.
And he won 4 out of 5 or something? Or, is that right?
Yeah.
He's just such a freak.
He is the GOAT.
Yeah. What athletes jumped out for you there from that event? Male or female? Was there any new names on the list that you noticed, or?
Like what you see is what you get. You got Danielle Brandon. You got
Danielle Brandon in the female field.
Yeah,
is she up there in the individuals now? Like she qualified last year.
She's great at handstand walking. I know that much.
Yeah,
like she's great. And who made their return? God, cut this bit out. I should know this.
Well, Josh Bridges was there. Yeah.
Josh was there. He was there for the exhibition of it.
So he competed with Rich and
so the good dudes.
Okay.
The good dudes, and they had the Mayhem team, including Haley, just compete pretty much as an exhibition for the comp, just as a spectacle.
Yeah, a bit like the Legends for the Rogue event, I guess.
Yeah, a bit like that.
That was cool.
It's just a showcase and just enjoy CrossFit.
What event within the Sanctionals would you most like to shoot?
Something with the 1RM.
Oh, it depends on the events, on the actual. Sorry, I meant which of all the Sanctionals would you be most excited to go to?
Probably because I've never filmed in Australia for a Sanctional event. I wouldn't mind just doing Down Under.
Oh wow, yeah,
just something at home. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's just another DM away.
Yeah. So yeah, I know it's pretty basic, but it'd just be nice to just film in the backyard. Like Torian Pro, that was amazing in itself.
That looked like an incredible event this year. Oh well, sorry, no, it's 2020. It was last year, 2019. That you guys got such good light there, didn't you?
Yeah, good light. And it was just when the sun hit, obviously at a certain angle, the whole stadium just lit up red. And it was just so natural and it was just easier to film. So we'll take stills.
What was the crowd like there? I think that's a big question everyone's been asking that didn't get to go. Did they have a good amount of spectators there?
Yeah, it was there was a Mexican wave, so it was good.
Yeah.
Compared to, I'm not rubbishing other Sanctionals, compared to other Sanctionals, people that came to the Torian Pro, they showed up, it was entertaining. I think for spectators. So,
in your opinion, should Torian Pro be a Sanctionals? Do you think?
Yeah, either way, it'll work as a Sanctional or not, because it's in the off season and people want to explore Australia. It's a good time to just chill out and do a CrossFit event as well. But either way, it can go either way. So,
why do you think they got Rich there? How did they manage to get Rich Froning come and compete there?
I think having Royce as their friend competing in the independent team.
Who's Royce?
Royce Dunn.
Yeah, he seems to be good mates with Rich, and he loves training over there. Right?
Yeah, and so that was the connection there. And obviously, you got Shane, you got other Aussies that train in Cookville, and so that influence I think helped.
Yeah,
as well. And Rich always wanted to go to Australia, I was on his list. So
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, it'd be an awesome trip for a lot of the Americans, I think, to come over here. I was actually surprised that we didn't get more Americans competing at the R2 Sanctionals last season. Be curious to see what we get this season.
yeah, I think this is the trial year, and Sanctionals, the Down Under was towards the back end
Yeah.
as well. So a lot of people have already qualified, or like the majority of athletes have already qualified from the US, like the big
point.
names. So I think having the comp at the right time of the year, plays benefits as well. Like that's why you see in Dubai, obviously there's a prize purse, and it's one of the very
Early season.
yeah. So people get in.
But they didn't get Fraser in 2019, did they? This last Dubai. Did Matt Fraser compete there?
He's doing strength and depth like this weekend
in the UK.
Yeah. So like 3 days away, he'll be doing. Be going. I think he's in London now. So.
And he has already qualified to the games, right?
Yeah.
To the Open, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you follow a lot of the athletes and the leaderboard and what's going on, or do you just follow Tia? But she qualifies anyway, really.
Just social media is everywhere, so you know where you have a gauge, a good idea as to where people are. So, I think without looking, you kind of already know because it's there in your face, and you don't. I don't really stalk it unless it's really tight at the games and you're sweating like come on kind of thing.
Yeah, when Tia's had a really close race at the games, it's been it's really
like
incredible.
stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just everywhere. So
not really any names that were standing out, new names jumping out of the hat from the Mayhem Classic, you reckon? A lot of the same old. Well, Chandler Smith is pretty new. I was surprised that he won it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like he's one of the nicest guys you'll meet. Like he's progressing every year, and I think it was just his time to. I wanted to see him in Dubai as well. He was in Dubai, but he couldn't commit to Dubai due to work reasons. But
is he in the army?
Yeah, he's in the army.
Okay,
and so it was his time. I think him progressing. I see him progressing all the time, based on doing what I've seen on social media and the events he's done. So
and he's still pretty new to the game.
Yeah, and he's a favorite amongst a lot of people because he's an army guy and he's the new guy as well.
Yeah, he's quite entertaining too.
Yeah,
he's not all of the CrossFitters are. Some of them can be a bit bland, but he's been pretty funny in the interviews that I've seen.
Yeah, super nice guy. Like, he's very relatable. So,
yeah. What's the favorite interview you've done with a CrossFitter on video?
Oh, favorite one. Very good question. Favorite.
And you can't say Tia because we can assume that it would be Tia.
I'm just trying to think. Favorite. Probably Fraser. He'd be up there.
Yeah.
It just
he speaks his mind quite often.
He speaks his mind, and the sound bites you're going to get off that guy is going to be good. So,
do you think he's aware that he plays it up a little bit to create the drama?
No, it's just him being him. What you see is what you get. I don't think there's anything behind the curtains or anything like that.
I was a bit surprised that he didn't do Mayhem Classic.
I think he was just booked in for the UK. So
okay, yeah, I guess it could be sponsorship agreements and stuff that he's already said yes to.
Sorry, it was a Reebok event, and I think so I think he just went the next available event, which was London, so strength and depth.
Oh, okay. Wait, which ones is the Mayhem Classic a Reebok event?
Yeah, it's a
Fraser
that's right. Because he's a Nike athlete.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Makes sense. It's kind of confusing, all that stuff.
Yeah. But they get on with it, and you just got to find the next event or just do well in the Open. But for a lot of these guys doing the Sanctionals just to keep active as well. So...
Yeah, well, they have the opportunity to do that the way the changes have happened. They can compete every second weekend.
And make a bit of money as well.
Yeah. What have you got any Sanctionals lined up to film for the remainder of the season?
Yep, I've actually got Down Under.
Okay, so you're going to Wollongong?
Yeah, the Gong.
Yeah. What are you doing there, live or docu style?
Both. Oh, sorry, I'll be doing film and photography, and same with Australia CrossFit Champs. I'm doing.
Gold Coast as well. Oh, so you're doing both of the Aussie ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do the Aussie ones this year.
And are you working for the event or for brands?
Yeah, these guys it'll be for the event. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. You get to go on the floor?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what we all want, right? It's so hard to shoot anything good from the sideline.
Yeah, you've actually, you've got it. Really is hard to shoot, and you can't get that crispness, and it's not sharp. So
the lights at both venues are also horrendous. So
really?
With that. Yeah, they're all unless they have changed it since last year, but they're tricky lights to shoot in. You get a lot of green skin and red skin and blue skin, and not any nice skin color.
Well,
you'll be all right.
Oh, well, just edit.
That's right. You can maybe do some more magic than I can do. Do you have any idea what athletes are competing at these events? Is that out yet? Is Tia going to do any of them?
Well, she's going to do. Well, she just done Mayhem Classic.
Yeah, she won that one.
She's going to do
surprise.
Miami.
Whatapalusa. Yeah, she's doing individual there.
Yep, and then she's going to do Rogue, then the games. So.
Sick. They're the best ones.
Yeah.
That's a awesome game plan for the season, I reckon.
Yeah, and she doesn't like to travel, which is probably a smart thing to do. Like when competing, you want to, rest.
I couldn't agree more.
Rest and just be at home and just train at your own gym.
So she's very different to you.
Oh,
How many flights did you do last year?
Oh, I don't know. I'm too scared to answer that.
You must have been flying almost every week.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I probably only spent I live in Brisbane, probably 5 to 6 weeks at home last year. So
that's crazy. That's nuts to me. But you get to see a lot of stuff though, right? And you get to experience and do what you want to do.
Yeah, sometimes flying's awesome. You're flying into the nice city, and I've never been here before.
Yeah.
But sometimes I miss my bed.
Yeah. I had 1 year where I had to travel a lot for work, and after that I was like, I'm kind of done with it. I mean, I do a couple of flights a year for bigger travel, holidays and stuff. But on that, I prefer just to stay at home.
Yeah.
What edits did you do last year that you were really happy with?
Edits
that you enjoyed?
Film or
video.
In general?
Video, yeah.
I was pretty happy just with last year. Probably Dubai. I just like Dubai because the floor space is massive. You can get whatever angle you want.
Yeah.
You can get up close. With Dubai, you can get actually close with athletes compared to other events where you're back a bit, and you could be in a media bunker kind of arrangement where this is where the media guys are. You can't go past this red line. If you know
That's what it was like at the games, right?
Yeah, I've never done anything with the games.
Well, I think last year was the first year where they opened it up where you can kind of just apply to be a media person.
Oh,
there.
yeah, they had
and then you got access.
Yeah, you had people who had blogs, not vlogs, rocking up to the games kind of thing. And
because they fired their whole media team, so they were like, all right, let's just invite everyone now then, because someone has got to cover it, right?
Yeah, which was pretty cool to see people's content, see how they really go without, with a massive team behind them. It's sometimes just you, or a lot of the time. So
yeah,
Team
Richie or however you pronounce it, he's done very well for himself with that.
Yeah, he's got his own merchandise business as a part of that. Hustle Made, and that's obviously doing very well because you go to a lot of events and you see their merch everywhere.
Yeah.
And
do you watch a bit of his content on YouTube?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Especially if I'm not going to that event, it's I just want to see
what happened.
It's like the news, and it really is. But yeah, it's just good to see what's going on. So
yeah. What other CrossFitters do you follow on YouTube? They're all on there now.
On YouTube, I like Dan Bailey. I think he's got something going on.
Yeah, he's started. Yep.
And I was meant to say Josh Bridges. I was just thinking that. Yeah, Josh Bridges.
Pay the man.
I like his stuff. So
He's probably the most entertaining
yeah,
CrossFitter on camera. Yeah. Is he going to make it back to the games? Or he might have already made it back, but I don't think so.
I'm not too sure what his movements are, to be honest.
He
I
must
think
be master soon.
because he's come back from surgery, and I'm not too sure where he's at with that. Like,
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. What surgery did he have?
I think it was his knee. So
Okay.
yeah, actually, I remember seeing him at the games 2 years ago. I think it was something to do with his knee that he was hopping. It was a run event around the stadium, and you could see on the screen that he was hopping a little bit, like when he's jogging. Like it was more like a hop kind of thing.
Not good.
Not good.
Have you been? So you've been to the games a couple of times as a spectator, or
Yeah, spectator. I'm only going to go there as a spectator.
you don't want to shoot the games?
Nah, too much stress.
I think you're right. But the Sanctionals can be quite stressful to shoot as well.
Yeah, like the games that's the Olympics and of the sport, and when it's your family and it's their income and everything, it's just
You're too invested in the result.
I don't know, like I don't want to be filming like another event. I just want to be watching family. So
yeah, that makes sense. I have I've seen some people that work there that I know a little bit, and it's the longest week of their life, I think. So it just seems like it's never ending. Just every day, 17 hours of working.
Yeah.
Might be a bit too much.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress that go behind the scenes that we don't see. So
yeah. So when you shoot at events, do you get to shoot and edit and put out your own thing, or are you part of a whole media team where there's different roles?
Each sanctional is different. Sometimes it's just you film, someone edits, or you do both. So it's depends on the. Sometimes you got like a media coordinator, sometimes you don't. So it's like each event's different. So it's
Okay, yeah. What was it like at the Mayhem Classic?
Mayhem Classic was just on my own. So like most of the content I was shooting, it was outside of the actual competition itself. So for like Matt Fraser's Go Wad and
sorry, you were shooting for Matt Fraser's Go Wad.
Go Wad, like they wanted.
Is that his business?
Oh no, it's the company's based in France, Go Wad, and so pretty much it's working on your mobility, stretching.
Yeah.
Before,
it's like
after,
competitor
during.
to Rom Wad, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And Fraser is sponsored by them?
Yeah.
And you were shooting for Go Wad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So stuff like that.
So you're going to put an edit together and they'll use it for their social, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Have you done that already, or?
Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Oh, you're working on it now. Yep. So we can see that on the Go Wad Instagram page at some point.
Probably the app, the actual app itself. Oh, you'll see, on their IG and Facebook.
Okay, so sorry, I misunderstood there. So you were actually filming him doing like a Go Wad routine, and that's
with the Go Wad app. There's a lot of photos as well, along with videos, and this will be for the photo component.
Gotcha.
So this is the workout, and they'll have a description.
Yeah.
It most likely just be the icon of the workout, if you know what I mean. You click on the icon, certain stretch, and and it goes into more of a description.
So did you get to shoot Matt Fraser and just direct him and boss him around to what to do?
No, because I had a shot list from Go Wad, and this is what they want.
Specific stretches?
Yeah, this is what they want, and then I showed him this is what they want. And they had pictures there from existing, like older.
Yeah, so they're swapping out the old model.
Yeah, they're doing upgrading, tweaking certain things, what have you. So
did you shoot Matt Fraser with or without shirt?
Both.
Okay.
Because it actually says in the shot list to have both.
Oh, are they telling you in the shot list whether or not you should wear a t-shirt?
He should have a grey shirt for this one, or the next shot he should have a dark shirt for this shot. So
did he get to wear the Nike shirts, or did he have to wear Go Wad?
Nike. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess he doesn't wear anything else, does he?
It's just all Nike.
Yeah, I think they're with their apparel deals they have. Yeah, wow. Okay, so for Down Under and for ACCC, or however many C's there are in that event, you're shooting for them, right? So
Yeah.
it'll be more you giving them the footage and someone else will edit it and put it out on their social.
That's to be confirmed. Like, could be shoot and edit or what have you.
What do you prefer to do?
Probably both. You got more control, and because you know what you've shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just get like someone who's awesome at editing, and they can just see it straight away. But it's just easier. Like if you shot it, you should edit it. It's just, I think, a lot more efficient as well.
It's definitely tough to edit someone else's footage because then you got to go through all of it and see where the good clips are, and because you have no idea, right?
You just shoot to edit. So
yeah. And what camera are you gonna film with at those events?
Just my own Sony.
Yeah. What do you have?
A7R III.
Cool. And how did you end up buying that one? Choose that one?
Everyone's on the Sony train.
Everyone except for me. Dang. I don't know about that.
Because
a lot of people shoot Sony, but
Sony,
a lot of people still Canon.
Sony's willing to get rid of its latest model. They won't, if you know what I mean. Like, they'll come out with a new model. Like
innovating more.
Yeah, like Canon, they hold on.
Yeah.
So
you're spot on.
Like they hold on to their existing products and they'll give it a little bit of a tweak, but they don't tweak it that much to cannibalize the older version, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on.
So I like Sony because the innovation that they don't care. They'll upgrade it.
Yeah. How often do you get asked what camera I should buy?
Yeah, fair bit. I just go Sony. It's cheap and it's an all-rounder. Good with low light. Sound like a salesman. But
yeah, that's a good. You should get sponsored by Sony straight off the bat. So if someone asks you, you just tell them like straight up specific.
Everyone's biased because they have their favorite camera, and I'm sure you'd say Canon, but I'd say Sony.
Yeah, well, I always ask what their budget is because it's hard to answer that question unless you...
It's relatively the same, really.
You reckon?
Yeah.
All right, so if I had $1,200 to spend in total, what camera should I get?
An A6500, something like that, in that range.
Yeah, with the kit lens?
Yeah, kit lens. You can still rock a kit lens and do well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's an awesome camera. I've recommended that to other people as well, and quite a few have bought them. They're so small compared to the Canons.
Yeah,
especially the digital SLRs.
Do you prefer mirrorless?
Digital SLR? Yeah. I have to say yes to the question, but I also don't have too much experience with the mirrorless. One thing that makes it hard for me to convert to Sony and try it more is that I'm so familiar with the menu system on a Canon. 100 times faster when I use it. So because most of my shoots I have two cameras. So when I get everything set up and get ready to shoot, it's almost to that point now where I don't really have to think about it. It all goes automatic to get the right settings. Whereas with a Sony, I'd have to have the manual. Not that bad, but you'd almost have to go in the manual like, okay, where do I change this and the menus? Because they're so different.
Yeah.
So whatever you're used to, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I'm super curious about the Canon mirrorless, especially because the lenses are insane. They're meant to be the best lenses on the market by far for that style of camera, and they're normal lenses for the digital SLRs, but already great. So that's a big selling
Canon
point.
do make the best lenses, I feel.
But I agree. But saying that, I also have a ton of Sigma Art lenses that
they're good
I
as
use a
well.
lot. Yeah,
And cheaper.
yeah. And that's one thing I say often when people ask about what camera to get. Is like, well, you got X amount of dollars to spend. It might be a good idea to buy a better lens and a slightly lower scale camera, because the lenses are a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
What lenses do you rock mostly? Like, what's your go-to?
For film, 24-70. Depends if I'm up close, 85mm.
Yeah.
For photography.
Yeah. You got a Sigma 85 for your Sony, or?
No, I've got just a Sony 85.
Oh, wow.
I reckon that's, if you're going to get a lens, if you want sharpness and you want value for money, get the 85 Sony.
Beautiful.
It's about $800 Australian, and
that's good value for money.
It's cheap compared to what lenses can be in terms of getting it expensive. So
Yeah, because if you go into the 70 to 200, which is a go-to lens for a lot of people, you're looking at a couple
for
of grand.
sports, if you're on the sidelines,
Yeah. What videos did you make last year for YouTube? Because I think on your YouTube channel, which is active, and you do have 1 or 2 videos there, I think.
Yeah, my own channel.
Yeah, but you've made videos for other channels, though. Is kind of where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Is that something you want to do more of, or?
Like, I think down the line, I want to do more stuff for me on YouTube. So
for your specific YouTube channel?
Yeah, just because you can, you can take it as far as you can, kind of thing, and you don't have to go somewhere all the time. You know what I mean? To find someone like a particular athlete or anything like that. It's just easier to, you're at home. You know what I mean? It's just easier to film that.
Trying to get that YouTube money.
Oh,
people are these days, though.
Yeah, you need to be up there, though.
Yeah, and what you need, right, is a topic or a segment within the YouTube environment that you can, create some value for other people in.
Yeah.
That's when you start getting the viewership.
Yeah.
What do you watch on YouTube?
Anything from the Mayhem Monday videos.
Yeah, the Mayhem channel. Who makes that?
Oh, it's between Dre and Ben.
So 2 guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
They swap and change because I know Dre was training for the games last year, and I think it wasn't because Ben did the behind the scenes for the Mayhem team. So yeah, it was those 2 guys essentially.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you I should start this with I have no idea. I've just heard rumors, hearsay about how it works with Mayhem and Froning and Froning's online programming. Sorry, I shouldn't say rumors, but just people think that's how it works, but it might not be true. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's probably pretty smart. So what I've been told from people that have no idea, but they're just guessing, is that there's someone that makes Froning's media, which is his YouTube channel. They've got the podcast, and then Froning has his online programming that he sells to athletes and people that want to follow his programming. And then this person, whoever that is, Ben or whatever, kind of gets the income from the YouTube channel and from the podcasting and stuff, because they get enough views now to generate an income. Is that true, or is that just complete?
Oh, that's above my pay grade. Like, I got no idea.
I think that'd be a smart way to do it, though.
That's all in-house. I would have no idea about that.
Because they've done it for so long, and they've done it really well.
If you were to do it in that concept, in that way, that'd be a brilliant way because you'd work harder as a creator. You'd definitely work harder, and it's definitely a long-term game. But yeah, because there's benefit there for you as well.
Yeah, I think there's benefits for both, and there's such an incentive for you as a videographer to do well with the videos and with the content because more people will watch it. And then it also promotes the athlete, which, let's say in this example, it's Rich Froning, and he gets content for his sponsors, and because he's basically on a athlete sponsorship salary with different brands, and he gets his income through his programming. So there could be a way to kind of leverage both of that, because I don't necessarily think it would be 100% fair to give the athlete all the income for the YouTube channel, because it's a videographer that has to put it all together. And I see a lot of surfers do this now as well.
Oh, really?
Like Jamie O'Brien is very famous surfer from Hawaii. He surfs pipeline and massive waves. And he has quite a young kid. I think his name is Jack. And Jack basically follows Jamie O'Brien around. It feels like all day, but it's probably not. It's just a chunk of the day. He creates a vlog. It is weekly at least. I mean, I think they do 3 or 4 episodes a week. And those videos generate a huge amount of views on YouTube, enough to have an income from it. And then Jamie sells his merch and his Jamie O'Brien stuff through the channel as well. So they're both making money, right? Yeah, I'd just be curious to see how it works.
What kind of views are they pulling, like numbers?
It's very different. Let's say just your standard vlog would maybe be 100,000 plus views.
Yeah, right.
But then they do something crazy, right? They do these stunts.
And it goes viral.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he serves some of the biggest waves at Pipeline. And if they have a super massive swell that everyone hears about and it becomes, which they quite recently had, there could be 1 million views on those videos. So it depends how many views do you think you need to make money?
We would have to ask Craig Ritchie, Team Ritchie, and Jazz.
Yeah. Have you asked him?
I've got no idea. Like
He would make an income through YouTube as well, right?
yeah, he's got ads, and he's got like what we said before, his merch
Yeah.
business, Hustle Made, and I think he's got online programming of some sort as well.
Does he?
Pretty sure.
Have you worked with him, shooting with him at all, or?
No, just shooting with him's just like hanging out with like one of your mates kind of thing. It's a different vibe
Yeah.
to like shooting, someone at a competition, like an athlete, at a competition. So it's just super casual. It'd just be like you picking up a camera now,
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, what'd you have for breakfast?" I'm just being cliche here, but
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But he didn't ask you about B-roll from Touring Pro or anything like that. He just uses his own shots.
No, he's used some of my stuff. Like
Cool. Yeah, I think that's
B-roll.
awesome. I'm surprised that not more people kind of ask about that. They're like, hey, can I use this footage here? Or, it's nice to ask. And worst case scenario, you just say, sorry, I can't. Like, if someone else owns it, or
at the end of the day, you're promoting the Sanctional, like either way, and his viewership's like massive. So you're doing the competition a favor. So to highlight the spectacle of it and everything, and seeing which athletes are there. So it's a win-win, really.
Yeah, it's super interesting because we have quite a few new people at the gym that have done CrossFit for between 6 months and 2 years, and they're in that what I call the honeymoon phase of doing CrossFit, and they're loving it. And they watch Team Richie on YouTube. That's their go-to because there's not much media coming out of CrossFit at all anymore since they fired their media team. And when I think about back when I started, I was just watching CrossFit media stuff, and they would highlight Dan Bailey or Josh Bridges or Matt Chan and Chris Spiegler and all those people. But now it's, I think the main person is Team
CrossFit
Richie.
Journal, I used to be the go-to as well.
Yeah, did you watch a bunch of that?
Yeah, actually, that was probably my go-to. Obviously, you'd have like the Road to the Games on YouTube that released for free, which is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, they were mad.
They're probably the best docos I've seen. So
yeah, I think they must have had one with. They had one with Josh Bridges that was really, really good, and obviously the viewership base was massive too. Do you want to do any kind of stuff like that?
In what way?
Well, for your channel.
What film?
Like Road to the Games or something like that. What do you want to do with your channel?
Good question. I just want to film family.
Yeah, film Tia, you mean? Or
like
or competing?
Just people around me kind of thing, or I think that's just funny in itself. Just
also not even fitness related necessarily.
Yeah, mostly fitness related, but just just family kind of stuff, and just like filming Tia, doing the behind the scenes of her doing the registration, and that was fun.
Yeah. Do you mean at Torian?
I'm sorry, at Mayhem Classic.
Oh yeah.
So that was just fun, like being on both sides.
Yeah.
But like being family, then just like having a little giggle. For me, that's fun. But
yeah. What was the registration process like at the Mayhem Classic?
It's pretty straightforward. It's just pretty much what you had to know was as everyone knows, when we've touched on this, is the rucksack, meaning like you've got to have it, strung up high so you don't injure your lower back whilst running.
Yeah.
So,
did they get any freebies or?
Yeah, I think they did. Like you'd have to ask the athlete. I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was like a big thing when we started competing. It was like,
yeah, they would have got shoes. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because there was a Reebok.
Yeah, they would have got Reebok shoes. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done any work for Noble, which is Tia's main sponsor now?
It was kind of meant to, but with Katrin, but she pulled out in Dubai, so was just meant to take like highlight stuff of her, both film and photography. So, but she pulled out because she had a pre-existing back injury, and so in the end, I just started when she pulled out. Due to that injury, I just filmed the competition, just people on the floor.
Yeah, that's unlucky that she can compete, I guess. Has she qualified to the games already through the Open?
I'm not too sure because I'm not too sure what's going over in Iceland.
Be much harder for the girls
there. Sarah won the Open, so Sarah won
Oh, so she got the open spot.
Yeah.
So Catherine has to win a Sanctionals.
Yeah.
Unless she was top 20 worldwide in the open.
Yeah.
Like she could have been.
All right, she would have been.
Yeah.
It's
so hard to tell.
I haven't, to
unless
be
you
honest, I haven't looked at this year's ladder
Yeah.
as much. So
Do you watch, what are they called? Like the Buttery Bros and the Training Elite Fitness or all these things? There's so much content now, right, on YouTube?
I like more so podcasts, like Elite Fitness. I reckon it's just good to listen to. Like, you know, if you're going somewhere, either in the
You're
car,
on a flight?
or like car, whatever, bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer podcasts, but more than anything.
Yeah. In an audio format?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of people have started listening to podcasts more on YouTube now. It's easier to access. They don't have to download it to the phone. Like it's just streaming.
Yeah, it's just easier to type in YouTube and
yeah, it's more searchable. Correct.
Yeah.
What are you editing with now?
Premiere Pro.
Yep, on a Mac.
On a Mac.
How's that process for you?
Well, everyone knows if you've been on Premiere Pro for a bit, like it's got a tendency to drop out, freeze, restart.
You get the wheel of death.
Yeah, the wheel of death, the color wheel. But I've been dabbling a little bit with Resolve.
Okay.
DaVinci Resolve, just because everyone talks about it, and it's a game changer of a software that it's just easy to color grade and like make people's skin like look like the front cover of a magazine.
Yeah, that's what they're most famous for, right? The color balancing.
Yeah, and it's from what I've seen so far, it's an easy program to use.
Okay. Yeah, I had some other people mention that to me. I can't remember who it was. Maybe Kurt. But yeah, I'm on Premiere Pro as well. It's just it works all right. I just need a more powerful computer.
or that too. I might need my laptop's relatively new, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
I've upgraded it and everything, and
you need to get the new stationary Apple desktop, the cheese grater.
Well, it's funny you say that. People are now starting to take their desktop computers with them when they travel as well. So
yeah, get another bag.
Like actually get the box and everything.
Yeah. Just for fun, I pretended to order one online. So I just put the specs together and, just didn't hit pay. Just went to the checkout. And the version I built, which wasn't even spec'd up all the way, it was 48,000.
Holy hell. For a box.
For the Apple. Yeah, and that's without the display. For the cheese grater.
Yeah, just for the CPU.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. Obviously, I will not buy that computer, but it was a bit of a fun experiment. Are you into tech a lot or just cameras?
Just cameras. Oh, if something comes out like once in a blue moon, like the iPad or something that's cool like that, and I see everyone's getting there's all sorts of headphones now, and so
the AirPods.
Yeah, everyone's
got the AirPods. Yeah, I think they sold 60 million of them.
That space is getting bigger. I like looking at cool stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you have the AirPods?
No, I don't, but I appreciate it, and something like I'm happy with what I've got, but I do like looking at that stuff. And
what headphones do you use when you edit?
Just Sony $300 cheapies.
$300, that's not cheap.
Oh, there's some expensive ones there.
Good quality ones.
Yeah.
These ones are less than 300.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So these are the Audio-Technica HD 280 Pro, which is just studio monitoring headphones. They're great to edit, and I use them for the last stage of my edit to check the audio. But they're actually a bit big and clunky and kind of hot, I guess. Like they're pretty solid.
Sweating.
Yeah, but they're very clear, the sound. So especially when I edit interviews and have underlying music, or there might even be some noise at the location of where I did the interview, these ones are the best, where I kind of double check that everything's perfect. And I should say I never get it perfect, but I try to at least as close as I can. But I've been using the Bluetooth versions of some cheaper Audio-Technicas. Actually, they're more expensive because they're wireless, but the Bluetooth connection is a nightmare to edit with because it's a lag. So when I edit a video, an interview, someone talking, and I use the Bluetooth headphones, it doesn't sync up, and I'm like, something's wrong somewhere, and then it's just the connection.
Yeah.
Super frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my headphones are wireless, so it's fine. Like,
Yeah. The smaller ones I think is faster though as well, so it should be all right with the connection. Yeah. Alrighty. What is coming up for you this year besides ACCCC and DUC? Are you going to go to the games?
Yeah, to spectate. Really want to go to Waterpalooza as well.
When is the Waterpalooza comp? That's usually in January, isn't it?
I think it's pushed back this year.
Okay.
Because the way everything is.
So you might do Miami.
It was January last year.
Yeah.
Straight after Dubai. But yeah, it's February this year.
End of February, or do you know?
The 20-something.
Okay,
I'm going to lie here.
Yeah. All right, we're guessing. But so you're doing Waterpalooza, hopefully. ACC is in March? No. When is that again?
Yeah, March.
Yep. And then Down Under is in May again, is it? Or it's a little while.
Yeah, I
back.
think it's always the last of the two anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to take a wild guess you'll end up doing way more.
Yeah, I think I've got France. I'm looking at France at the moment, talking to those guys.
Yep.
The French Throwdown. Looking at doing something with them, a bit more than just shooting on the floor kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'd be more of a documentary piece with those guys.
Sounds like that's a bit more the way you want to go, right? The docu-style, or not really?
I just like to mix it up every now and then.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's fun doing both.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's still interviewing athletes. So,
yeah. Do you have any, since it is the beginning of the year, do you have any goals for what you want to achieve this year with your videography? You're in a good opportunity, right? You're in freelancing, the world's your oyster. You already got a pretty solid foot into the video and photography game in the fitness space. Is there something that you've planned out that you want to have as a goal?
Probably get more sponsor-based, like apparel companies that are sponsored to the events, or apparel-based companies. You know what I mean? Just
also brands that are sponsoring events.
Brands that are outside.
Yeah. You want to work for them?
Yeah, just not necessarily around the comp as much.
Oh, outside work of events.
Yeah.
So more campaigns.
Yeah, stuff outside. So
yeah,
I think that's the direction we'll end up going. So
are you doing any
more so? Like I won't say I'm not going to say no to shooting for a Sanctionals or anything like that, but
yeah. But to mix it up more with work,
brands.
And I see what you mean. We'll keep that in mind for sure. What was I going to say before that? Do you have any upgrades you're going to do to your camera equipment this year?
When Sony upgrades it,
Is there a new Sony on the line? Oh, it's the year of the Olympics. There's definitely going to be some Sonys.
There's rumors like they've already upgraded the R version of the Sony. I want to get the 4 version, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So your camera's up for sale soon, or you're going to keep it?
I might keep it just for photography, but the one that's coming out is good for film.
Yeah.
But it's all over the shop at the moment, because you got 6K cameras coming out now, and
it's never ending, mate.
We're not even watching YouTube at full 4K at the moment.
Nah. See, I'm not too fussed about the 4K and 6K stuff. I just shoot full HD.
Yeah.
Which is what 99% of everyone watches it in anyway.
Yeah, but I think yeah, you're right. But I think down the track, when everything does eventually upgrade, it's like, I'm shooting 4K.
But then I'll get a new camera then. I feel like everyone's been saying we're going to 4K.
Everything's fine with HD.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that was awesome, Paddy. We'll have to have you back on when you've done even more Sanctionals and you got more stuff for us to talk about from the CrossFit side. But thank you so much for coming on, and
No
see you next
worries.
time.